Welcome to TW5-Node-RED. TW5-Node-RED integrates 4 systems to build multi-user TiddlyWiki websites. The resources referenced on the top section are generally used when developing server applications. The bottom section resources are used when the server is delivering applications to end users. Note that on startup all resources are available, but by default, some are only accessible by the local host. Single-file TiddlyWikis are used to host the tiddlers of site applications. Server editions are TiddlyWiki server edition directories that contain the foundation tiddlers of the applications. Node-RED flows control the flow of tiddlers through the system. Multi-wiki server is a work-in-progress interface to the upcoming SQLite TiddlyWiki database. Single-file TiddlyWikis. The end-user client is a single-file wiki. It is a host to the tiddlers to be delivered by the server. In most cases, the single-file wiki will not contain a lot of tiddlers. However, there will be tiddlers which make the single-file wiki unique. For example, the Notebook wiki contains the notebook theme. Any single-file wiki is a candidate to communicate with the server by installing the TW5-Node-RED macro and then saved on the server. To update a single-file wiki, open in the browser as a file, make updates, then replace the wiki on the server. The single-file wikis are stored in the project UI Builder, Server, Source Wiki directory. TW5-Node-RED.js.tid is the TiddlyWiki macro that interfaces the single-file wiki to the server. The macro runs passively under the hood, with the wiki being unaware that it is connected to a server. Index is a web page redirect which routes to the default wiki if the wiki name is not given in the URL. The default is the Node-RED HTML wiki. Empty HTML is the empty HTML downloaded from tiddlywiki.com with the TW5-Node-RED macro installed. It is basically the empty wiki for TW5-Node-RED. Hello is empty with a few tweaks set that are a few favorites of mine. The Node-RED wiki is hello with the markdown and highlight macros installed. Note that the client wikis must contain all the JavaScript code required to present the wiki. For example, if the server is going to deliver markdown tiddlers, the wiki will need to have the markdown plugin installed. Notebook, Shiraz, and Wikilabs are community wikis. By Sakimias, Mohammed, and P. Mario respectively. To run the wiki as a client connected to the server, use the URL http://localhost:1880/server-wiki with the name of the wiki. This will bring up the wiki connected to the server. TiddlyWiki Server Edition, sometimes called TiddlyWiki on Node.js, or TiddlyWiki Sync Server, is used to create the tiddlers that are the content that will be sent to the client wiki. The system can be configured with the desired application in the settings.js file in the project directory to bring up a default sync server on port 8100. This is handy when working on building an application. The public app directory contains the server edition directories which have the tiddlers to be delivered to client wikis. Blank has been used to do experiments, is currently containing a few tiddlers to play with the MWS system. Chat contain the foundation tiddlers of the chat system. The logic is implemented in Node-RED. Welcome is TW5 documentation. The other apps are various tests and experiments. To edit an app, from the project directory enter npm run sync server with the app name to start up a server to edit the tiddlers of the application. In this case the application blank running on port 8080. The blank application is being used to test the interface with multi-wiki server. To populate a client wiki with the tiddlers of the blank application, the URL would contain the single file wiki to be the host, followed by $app=blank. Node-RED flow files. Node-RED flows control the flow of tiddlers through the system. A set of custom tiddler nodes have been created with a tiddler editor. The editor allows tiddlers to be created on the fly and inserted into the tiddler stream being sent to TiddlyWiki clients. Node-RED flows are stored in a flows file maintained by the Node-RED editor. Flows can be imported and exported, allowing flows to be shared with the community. Flows are stored in the flows directory. Currently there is a single flows file that contains all of the flows built for the TW5-Node-RED system. The Node-RED flows are organized in tabs. The Topics tab contains flows that are examples of using the custom Tiddler nodes. The Network tab contains the flows that interface to the single-file TiddlyWiki clients. Security contains the flows for bearer token and server login. OnConnect provides the initial connection to client wikis. TW Multi-Wiki tab contains flows that interfaces to the MWS SQLite database. There are many other tabs in the Node-RED editor containing utilities, experiments, and examples. The server views each instance of a single-file TiddlyWiki client as a Tiddler database. Is similar to connecting to a MongoDB or MySQL database in the cloud, with the exception that all the records are Tiddlers. Tiddlers can be created, read, updated and deleted from each client wiki. Tiddlers can be exchanged between wikis by reading Tiddlers from one client wiki, and updating another. The client wiki communicates with the server using a Node-RED macro, given a topic and TW filter of the Tiddlers to send with the request. Tiddler text can be substituted on a per-client basis using the built-in Mustache template engine. TiddlyWiki Multi-Wiki Server. The TiddlyWiki Multi-Wiki client is at URL http://localhost:8200, which displays a list of the recipes of Tiddlers stored in the SQLite database. Multi-Wiki server stores Tiddlers in a database allowing dynamic access to the Tiddlers. The database is organized into recipes containing a sequence of bags which hold the Tiddlers. Bags of Tiddlers can be shared by multiple recipes. The sequence or order of the bags in a recipe is an important design element. The database, attachments, and Tiddlers of the Multi-Wiki server are in directory public/MWS. The sync server applications are loaded into the SQLite database as recipes. Each recipe contains a single bag with the Tiddlers of the app. The recipe and bag have the same name as the sync server app. To deliver a recipe from the SQLite database to a TW5-Node-RED single-file client, enter the URL of the client followed by $MWS =recipe.